Hi, BookTube. This is the A to Z Bookish Survey Tag.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I was tagged about like a bazillion years ago by Michael over at Bitten by a Radioactive Book. To do this tag, I will give you all the information below about who created it and Michael's channel, which you should go check out because the man is a virtual encyclopedia of sci-fi information, books, discussions, opinions, reviews, you name it. It's over there at his channel. If it's got to do with sci-fi, he is just amazing. So if you like sci-fi, even if you don't, go check him out. Thanks, Michael, for tagging me, and this tag takes the letters of the alphabet and asks you questions based on each letter. So I'm just going to start at the top and get into it. A, author you've read the most, Abby Glines. B, best sequel. You know, I could have come up with probably 50 books for this, but I'm going to go with Rebel, which is the sequel to Reboot. And it's a duology by Amy Tintera and a hugely underrated dystopian YA series that I absolutely loved. It's kind of a new take on zombies. I really liked it, and when I looked through my Goodreads, that's jumped out at me, so I'm going with that one. C, currently reading. I am, of course, listening to Firefight by Brandon Sanderson, which is book 2 in the Reckoners series. D, drink of choice while reading. Coffee, duh. E, e-reader or physical books? This was a hard question because I love physical books, clearly. You know, I have books back here and in the other room and all over the place. But while I love to own them and have them if I want them, I think overall I would prefer to have an e-reader because it holds so many more books and I can read it at night without having to turn a light on. I really like that. F, fictional character you probably would have dated in high school. Well, I never dated anybody in high school. Yeah, go figure. I don't know why that was, but I just didn't. But if I had, and I were 16, 17 years old, I would want to date Liam from The Darkest Minds because he is just so cool. G, glad you gave this book a chance. Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Did not expect to like that book. And I didn't expect to get through it, and yet I did. It was really good. I'm glad I picked it up. H, hidden gem book. Midnight City by J. Barton Mitchell. Totally underrated series. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. I absolutely love that series. I love it. And also Retribution Falls by Chris Wooding, which, you know, I've talked a lot about and some other people are talking about now, but I still think it needs more attention because it's so good. I, important moment in your reading life. That would be when I picked up The Hunger Games to read it because that started me on a journey of discovering that YA had gotten so amazing, and I have been reading ever since. J, just finished. That would be The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. That's a modern sort of day retelling of The Snow Maiden, which is a Russian fairy tale. It's an excellent book, set in the Alaskan wilderness in 1920. K, kinds of books that you won't read. I don't like to be scared, so any kind of horror, and I pretty much stay away from straight up erotica because, yeah. L, longest book you've ever read. I think it's probably A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon, and that is part of the Outlander series. I forget which book it is. This one had 980 pages, so yeah. Thank you, Diana Gabaldon, for being so comprehensive in your research that it takes you 980 pages to tell the story. M, major book hanger because of, you know, I've had so many of these and I just pick up another book, but I would venture a guess to say that anything Colleen Hoover has written has given me a major book hangover. N, number of bookcases you own. Well, I looked and I counted 8, and then that doesn't count a lot I have in storage that I'm just not using right now because I don't have room. Yeah, lots of books. Oh, one book you have read multiple times. The Bible, believe it or not. P, preferred place to read. Well, y'all know that I listen to audiobooks, so I'm going to say in the car by myself as I drive. Q, a quote that inspires you or gives you all of the feels from a book you have read. I have two. One is, you know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. And that is attributed to Dr. Seuss. The other one is from Clockwork Princess, and Tessa Gray is speaking, and she says, one does not question miracles or complain that they are not to one's liking. Love those two quotes. R, Reading Regret, Frankenstein. Don't even get me started. S, series you started but need to finish, and all the books are out in the series. I have a few. Slated by Terry, the Conquered Earth series. I have not read the last book in that series by J. Barton Mitchell yet. And The Mortal Instruments. I haven't read the last 3 books in those by Cassandra Clare. T, 3 of your all-time favorite books. Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis, and about, a bazillion others that I can't even think of off the top of my head, but, would be my favorites. I can't ever narrow favorites down, and if you've ever seen one of my Top 5 Wednesday videos, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. U, unapologetic fangirl for The Tales of the Kenny J series by Chris Whitting. Yeah, I will fangirl about that all day long. V, very excited for this release more than any other. This book is out. It's called Valley of Fires. It is the 3rd book in the Conquered Earth trilogy by J. Barton Mitchell, but it's not out on audio yet. And they released the first 2 books on audio the same day they released the print books, and this one they didn't. And so I have been talking with Blackstone Audio and the powers that be there about getting this done, because it really bugs me when a publisher will put out some of the books in a series on audio but not all of them, and that grates on me. So I am pushing for that to get done, and when that comes out, I am going to be so excited. W, worst bookish habit. I stay up too late. I can't put some books down. It's a terrible habit, but whatever. I guess I go without sleep pretty easily. X marks the spot. Pick the 27th book on your bookshelf from the upper left. So I'm going to count. You can't see these, but I'm going to count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 is 359 by Gresham McNeil. That's a great book about parallel universes. It has a lot to do with thinking your life isn't as good as it could be, and then getting to the other side of what your life could be and finding out maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side. Y, your latest book purchase. I just ordered Retribution Falls and Black Lung Captain, both by Chris Whitting, part of the Tales of the Kenny J series on Amazon. They should be coming in a couple of days. Z Snatcher, book that kept you up way too late. Most recently, that was Transcendence by Shay Savage. I picked it up one night as an ebook and I couldn't put it down, and I was up till about 5:30 in the morning finishing it, which is not uncommon for me. That's just the most recent one. So that's the A to Z Bookish Survey Tag. I am probably going to try and tag some people, although I don't know who's done this, and this is a fairly old tag. So I'll check around, see who hasn't done it. If anybody I know hasn't, then I will tag them, and I'll put it at the end credits. And that's it for now for me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.